is a presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are LA.
He's been to the very top of the baseball world. 3 times a World Series champion. Twice a Cy Young Award winner. This afternoon, just across the bay from where his greatest triumphs occurred, Tim Lincecum takes the mound as a halo. It's the Angels and Athletics. Game 2 of this 3-game set, next.
Another beautiful day in the Bay Area. The Angels and the Oakland A's getting ready to battle in Game 2 of this 3-game set this afternoon. Hi, everybody, from outside AT&T Park. We welcome you back to Angels Baseball here on Fox Sports West. I'm Victor Rojas along with Mark Gubas. And, of course, we're on the other side of McCovey Cove because Tim Lincecum is making his Angels debut this afternoon. And, Gooby, of course, this is the place where he made a name for himself.
Yeah, Victor, probably one of the most popular San Francisco Giants player ever. 3-time world champion. 2-time Cy Young Award winner, 2 no-hitters. He's done it all. He's a guy that you can't wait to see be able to put on that Angel uniform because everyone around him will know he's a winner and he's going to make everybody better.
All right, that's the key now. He's not going from the National League ballpark to the American League. What does he need to do now at this stage of his career?
Yeah, Victor, he's got 4 really good pitches. His fastball velocity down a little bit, but still a good enough fastball. Great deception for me. His curveball's good, slider, but his changeup for me is the #1 pitch going against Oakland. They're a team that like to get into fastball counts. If he uses that changeup the way he's been throwing it last year and even what we saw so far in his rehab assignment starts, he should be very effective against this Oakland lineup.
Halos need some help in the rotation. Tim Lincecum making his Angels debut this afternoon. We are just about ready for baseball in the Bay Area. Sit back and relax. Going to bring you the lineups in the first pitch when we return.
This telecast of Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is brought to you by Hyundai. Great deals on amazing cars are going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. By Jack in the Box, the Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack is back. Taste it before it's gone. By Mercury Insurance, on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save. And by the Jeep Renegade. Find your inner Renegade and reach your highest potential with an EPA estimated 31 highway miles per gallon. Angels and the Athletics. Tim Lincecum back in the dugout after getting his warm-up pitches on. Let's take a look at the Angels lineup as it is presented by Michaela down on the field.
Here's the Angels lineup. Third base, Escobar. Right field, Cole Calhoun. Center field, Mike Trout. Designated hitter, Albert Pujols. First base, C.J. Cron. Second base, Johnny Givotella. Shortstop, Andrelton Simmons. Catcher, Carlos Perez. Left field, Shane Robinson.
Michaela, we appreciate it. Nicely done.
That was awesome. She did a fantastic job.
That lineup presented by Mike Scioscia is taking on the 27-year-old right-hander Nashville, Tennessee native by the name of Andrew Triggs. It's a bullpen game for the Oakland Athletics this afternoon.
Yeah, Triggs fastballs, 89, 93 sink action, slider, cut fastball, occasional changeup. My go-tos, though, to be successful against, be aggressive on his fastball. So quite a few of them, and center cut. He gives up a lot of hits, so you got to use that middle part of the field to be successful. Doesn't give up a lot of home runs. He's a guy that will give up a share of hits, so you got to use the middle of the field to increase your chances of being successful with the hits.
Let's check out the A's defensively. Davis in left, Crispin center, Burns in right, Valencia, Semien, Lowry, and Alonso in the infield from third to first, Fegley behind the plate.
And we talked about Semien, how well he has improved his defense at the shortstop position this year. 981 fielding percentage, the 6 errors last year, 947 with 35 errors. Ron Washington has worked real hard with Semien. A very good throwing arm, good range, has been solid at short for the A's this season.
Of course, the Halos dropped the opening game of the series last night by the final of 3-2 in walk-off fashion after the Angels tied it up in the top of the ninth inning. Fernando Salas ended up taking the loss. The two-out, the dreaded two-out walk to Marcus Semien came back to haunt as he scored the winning run. The Angels at the start of the day now 29-38, 13.5 back in the American League West, just a game better than the Oakland Athletics. Looks like lineup cards being walked over by Jeff Nelson. He's the crew chief. Not sure if Scioscia has made a change or if he sees something differently on the A's side of things.
What we've seen a couple times when they had the conversation with some as far as the replay systems going back to New York.
Mike Scioscia's coming out, and it looks like everything's all right. Hey, in today's game, we are participating in the Home Run Challenge to benefit prostate cancer research. So far, after 2 days this week, nearly $1.7 million has been raised. You can make a pledge by going to homerunchallenge.org. Looks like we're finally ready to go here at the Coliseum for Game 2. Yurnel Escobar ready to lead things off, hitting .306, 3 home runs, 18 runs batted in. The Angels in yesterday's contest managed a total of 6 hits, 3 of which occurred between the 8th and the 9th innings. First one is cut on and fouled.
Well, as you can see that throwing mostly for Triggs. He throws across his body, starts in the stretch position. A reliever, he's pitched in relief all year, whether it's in the minor leagues or at the big league level. As far as starts, first start in the major league level, 10 relief appearances.
This one back up the middle and off the glove of Lowry into center, and it's a leadoff single for Yurnel Escobar.
Right away, that good approach, right back up the middle again. You have to do that against a guy with a sinker, cut, slider combination.
Batting in the second position.
Runs this one, stays back on the well, inside out, right back up the middle for another base hit. Escobar just off the glove. Jed Lowry at second base.
Escobar, who was hitless last night, picks up his first hit of this series, and here comes Cole. Cole 1 for 4 last night with a home run. Triggs delivers a strike on the outside corner. .292 average for Cole. Last night his 9th home run, 38 RBIs now in the season.
Lefty's hitting .297 against Triggs, but righty's .325.
Shift on against Calhoun. This one's down the line, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Triggs pitching in his 11th big league game this year. It's the first time he's reached the big leagues. He came with Oakland, his 3rd organization. He originally drafted by the Kansas City Royals in the 19th round in 2012 out of USC. Played in the Orioles organization last year and ended up with Oakland. At AAA, 2-1, a 3.48 ERA at AAA Nashville. First ever Major League start, 2nd career start. He's a straight reliever in the minor leagues. Only other start came back in 2014 at AA as a member of the Royals organization. Escobar with a leadoff single, standing at first.
He's given up 1 stolen base and 1 attempt. Although Escobar no stolen bases in 2 attempts so far this year.
One-two. Cole hits one out towards center field. Coco Crisp froze for a second. Gets back there, makes the catch. The throw comes into second base. Yunel Escobar trying to get to second. He does so. Kind of a flat-footed throw in by Coco. And Escobar takes advantage.
It's good base running too. Escobar knows that Coco Crisp tries to get that throw in as quickly as possible to the cutoff man. And he tried to do so, but Escobar advances on that long fly out by Cole Calhoun. That's a good base running by Escobar.
Number 27.
Especially going back on the baseball. A lot of times when the ball's hit that high, you get back and then come forward to give yourself a little bit more momentum as far as your throw into the cutoff man. Escobar took advantage of it.
So man in scoring position for Trout with 1 out. Mike hitless last night, going 0 for 4. On board 1 time, and that was the error by Simeon in the first inning. Averaging an even 300 as Triggs delivers a strike. 14 doubles, a triple, 13 home runs, 44 RBIs for Trout. Lowry trying to keep Escobar close to the bag at second. That's 1 ball, 1 strike. While Triggs has been used primarily as a reliever throughout his career, he has at times been able to go longer than normal. He can give you 4 or 5 innings, 60, 70, 80 pitches if necessary.
He had a relief appearance against Houston where he threw 70-some pitches in a game.
Burns, the right fielder, playing very shallow with Trout at the plate. Everyone else at normal depth. One and two. You mentioned that high batting average for right-handed batters against Triggs. Kind of defies logic considering he throws way across his body.
Yeah, it'd be more difficult for right-handed batter to see the baseball out of his hand. He runs that fastball in on the right-handed batter, a slider away, so he has both east to west part of the plate covered, plus deception to a right-handed batter.
Upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
As per the norm, a lot of pitches seen for Trout. Coming into the game, 4.49 pitches per plate appearance.
Two. A slider gets Trout. 2 down.
Just pulled off that slider. That angle he throws at, where it starts and ends up, pretty much the middle part of the plate, but the speed differential and that slider he has as compared to his fastball. Now he takes a little bit more off his slider than most sinker slider type pitchers. It's almost a combination of a slurve, a curve, and slider combined. Take a little bit of speed, but that break on it's not going to be the 12-6 break, more to 11-5 or even 10-6 as far as that break on it.
Albert swinging first pitch, doesn't do that often. Comes up empty. Pujols DHing this afternoon, hitting .233. 6 doubles, 12 home runs, 43 runs batted in. Had a hit last night going 1 for 3 and also drew a walk.
Yeah, last night he swung at the first pitch too. He hasn't done that hardly at all this season. Both times a swing and miss on it.
Breaking ball, missed in.
See, that's the breaking ball that right-handed batters will hit pretty hard. Kind of spins out to the inner part of the plate.
One pitch, way outside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Albert still at 572 career home runs. All the while, Tim Lincecum hanging out in the dugout, waiting to make his Angels debut.
Boy, in batting practice today, the baseball was flying. If Albert could square one up, it could go a long way.
3-1 count. Escobar not going anywhere.
Boy, as a right-handed batter, I mean, from our angle right here, we're watching him up in our booth. Very difficult to track the pitch. He throws way across his body. He lands on the third base side of the pitching mound, very much like Jared Weaver does.
Caught the corner, full count. Albert was starting to walk up the line, trying to sell it, but it's a strike. Full count. Crone on deck. Escobar leadoff single. Went to second on the fly ball by Calhoun. Trout struck out. Halos last time went 0 for 5 with men in scoring position. You think advantage early goes to a pitcher in this scenario, right? You guys, the offensive side, have never seen him before.
No, you can look at all the video. We've talked about it as much as you want, but I still think as a hitter, you just stay in your zone where you're comfortable driving the ball, look in that spot.
3-2. Albert pops it up. Jed Lowry, the second baseman, calling for it, and the Angels will leave a man in scoring position. We head to the bottom of the first. Tim Lincecum making his Angels debut. We are scoreless. Oakland Athletics lineup. Let's go down to the field and welcome in Oakland A's fan Mitchell.
Here's today's A's lineup. Number 1 in right field is Billy Burns. In center field is Coco Crisp. DH is Stephen Vogt. At third base, Danny Valencia. Chris Davis is in left field. Second base is Jed Lowry. Yonder Alonso is at first base. Josh Begley is catcher. And the shortstop is Marcus Semien.
Oh, Mitchell just killed the lineup there. Yes. Nicely done. Oakland A's at 28-39, bringing up the rear in the American League West. And, of course, they are taking on a 32-year-old right-hander by the name of Timothy Leroy Lincecum.
Yeah, Lincecum's got outstanding stuff. The resume, two-time Cy Young Award, a couple no-hitters, won 3 world championships with the Giants. My go-tos for him to be successful today, command of his changeup. That split changeup he has is a devastating one. And maintain that follow-through. He will drive towards the plate. When he finishes, it lands that 7.5-foot stride, which is really long when you consider how tall he is, about 5'10", 5'11". So he maximizes everything he gets to be able to get that good leverage for his arm and deception.
3 rehab starts at AAA Salt Lake. The Angels, of course, signing up to a prorated contract. He's coming off hip surgery. His 2015 campaign with the San Francisco Giants shortened. He pitched just 15 games, all 15 starts. First one is down and away for ball 1. Lincecum with a career record of 108-83 and a 3.61 ERA. 269 games, of which 261 have been starts. There's a fastball for a strike, and it's 1-1 on Billy Burns, a right fielder. At the game-winning hit last night at the bottom of the ninth, hitting .248. 9 doubles, 4 triples, 8 runs batted in. Two balls, 1 strike. Ten career starts for Lincecum against Oakland, 5-3 and a .270 ERA. 4 starts in this ballpark. As Burns flips one out to right field, Cole comes in a couple of steps, 1 away.
Always big to get that first out. You can breathe a little bit now if you're Lincecum. My Hyundai key for this game for the Angels to be successful, too legit to quit. Little MC Hammer, especially when you have that resume we talked about with Tim Lincecum. Worked so hard to come back from that hip surgery. Looks very fluid. Had a good conversation with him yesterday. So he's completely healthy. Be able to go out and perform like we've seen in the past.
Mike Scioscia was asked about pitch count and all that stuff as far as Lincecum is concerned. He just said that he's kind of played by ear. As Coco takes a fastball for a strike. Crisp, center fielder this afternoon, hitting .228. 5 home runs, 23 runs batted in. 1 for 4 last night with a triple as he cuts through that one. Hit the short. Simmons retires Crisp, 2 down.
You know you're a megastar up here in the Bay Area, and every out that Tim Lincecum gets, he gets cheered. Got a big standing ovation when he went down to the bullpen to warm up.
Yep. Nice ovation as he walked out to the mound. Smattering of boos, and of course that's to be expected, obviously, since he played for the Cross Bay rivals, the San Francisco Giants. First round pick by the Giants in '06. Vogt looks at a strike. He's DHing. Hitting .265. 14 doubles, 5 home runs, 16 runs batted in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Well, talking to Glenn Kuiper, who does the play-by-play for the A's, his brother, of course, Dwayne Kuiper, does the play-by-play for the Giants, saying Tim Lincecum was about as big a star that's ever wore that Giant uniform. And there's been a lot of great ones over the years, but just the outpouring of love and respect and admiration the Bay Area fans have for Tim Lincecum is pretty remarkable.
It is odd to see him wearing a different uniform.
There's no doubt.
This after the Angels faced him last year and lost to him. This one popped up, foul territory. Long run for Escobar, who was playing the shift. Shane Robinson and Escobar just watch it drop. as Shane was kind of waiting for Escobar, and it should have been the other way around.
Yeah, it's an outfielder's play. It's an easier play coming in on the ball as compared to an infielder going back on it.
That probably should have been the third out of the inning.
And that's what you wonder and you hope for is to be able to get a quick out here so you don't waste a lot of pitches when you could have been out and done through an inning.
One, two. Oh, takes that pitch inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fly ball to right and a ground down for the first 2 batters against Lincecum.
Yeah, his fastball is going to be 87 to 92 range, a slider, curveball, and split finger changeup.
And very little time between pitches.
I mean, you look at his stride where he lands, it's pretty amazing.
Out toward left center field and hit well. Trout, Robinson, this one is off the wall. Vogt on his way to second, and it's a 2-out double. So that miscommunication allows the at-bat to continue. Vogt ends up picking up his 15th double of the season.
Yeah, I talked about how well the baseball was carrying during batting practice. This is going the other way for Vogt. Fastball that was out over the plate, 88-mile-an-hour fastball outside corner, but around thigh high, belt high, drives it off the wall.
So the Angels had a man in scoring position in the top of the first. They left him stranded there. Now it's up to Lincecum to do the exact same thing. Vogt at second, and here's Danny Valencia. First one in there for a strike. Valencia 2-hit game last night, going 2 for 4, a double and a single. Struck out twice. 10 hits for Oakland last night. No balls, 2 strikes.
Real good location. That fastball at 90. Lower part of the strike zone, outside corner.
Off speed, down goes Valencia, and the 2-out double stranded in scoring position. 1 complete, we're scoreless. Scoreless, C.J. Cron to lead things off here against Andrew Triggs, making his first major league start. Gave up a leadoff single, but then retired Calhoun, Trout, and Pujols in order to get out of the first. Cron getting the start at first base this afternoon. Takes a strike. He pinch hit late in the game last night. Ended up hitting a fly ball to right. 257 average for Cron. 5 home runs, 29 runs batted in.
And he's one of the guys that put on a display in batting practice, hitting some mammoth home runs against a guy who has given up his fair share of hits against right-handed batters, and Triggs on the mound for Oakland.
One and two. There's the 1-2. Cron reaching for it, fouls it off, fooled on the off speed. Albert got the start at first base last night with Marte DHing. I mentioned last night that, with Nava back, Cron and Marte will be finding at bats between DH and first. This one fouled off to the right.
Has a mistake pitch to drive, and he just missed that C.J. Cron.
As a matter of fact, with a right-hander on the mound, a little surprising that Nava is not in the lineup today. Instead, Shane Robinson getting the start in left. But maybe Mike Scioscia wanted to kind of work Nava back into the routine. Two balls, two strikes. Giavatel on deck. Cron fouls it back. I can see where you'd be intrigued with Triggs. Big guy. At, 92. Top out at 92 miles per hour.
And he's got good movement too on his pitches.
Yeah. Just off the plate.
Good at bat working here for C.J. Cron. He's fouled off some tough pitches, seen a number of pitches. At some point looking for that one mistake during that sequence.
3-2. This is line to left, a base hit. And diving for it is Davis. Cron will still stop at first.
And an impressive at bat for C.J. Cron. Finally got that one pitch that he can drive, and he hit that one right on the nose. He was able to cut it off by diving for that baseball. Stayed back on that one well, got the barrel of the bat on it. The ball was hit so hard it forced Davis to dive for that baseball, and a nice play getting up quickly to prevent C.J. Cron from getting his double, which would have been his 11th of the year.
So leadoff man on board for the second straight inning. Here's Johnny. Giavatel hitting .273. 4 home runs, 22 RBIs. 1 for 3 game last night with a double. Also had the sac fly in the 9th inning that tied the score at that point at 2.
Yeah, Johnny Giavatel has been very good on middle pitches so far this season. Batting average at .500. On the outer part of the plate, middle, .379. But he's had a tough time upstairs in the strike zone. Batting average combined upstairs will be less than .200. But when you're facing a guy like Triggs, a sinker slider type pitcher, this should be a pretty good matchup for Johnny.
just off the plate. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Borderline pitch. Way outside. Seen him a couple times now with the right-handed batter up. Really forced that glove side. He's missed wide.
Yeah, it's a good pitch at times, but an inconsistent pitch though. The one he threw the Trout to get a swing and miss was a solid slider, but he also has gotten away with a couple ones that stayed in the middle part of the plate.
Ground ball back up the middle under the glove. Lowry will flip it to Semien for 1, and that's all they'll get. Lowry kind of laid back on that ball a little bit because it wasn't hit that hard. Fortunate for the Angels, they don't turn the double play.
Yeah, that looked like it could have been an opportunity to get a double play. Yeah, he played that one back. If he goes forward, especially with Semien's throwing arm, you have a chance to turn a double play.
Number 2, Andrelton Simmons.
And this is a perfect combination for Mike Scioscia, in my opinion, to put a hit and run on. Simmons hits the ball on the ground, makes contact. Giavitello can run pretty well. And you have a sinker ball pitcher that generally would be down in the strike zone. So a good combination to put something on.
Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop, hitting .233. Picked up a double last night. Takes upstairs.
Good count right now to put something on. Simmons looking down at Ron Renicky. Johnny Giavitello looking across in a quick conversation with Gary DeSarcina, the first base coach.
Two balls, no strikes. Simmons skies one out the left. Davis with the catch. Giavitello back to first, 2 down. Hey, stay tuned later tonight on the postgame show for the Business of Sports, brought to you by AutoNation.com and powered by Ford Tustin. Two outs and a man at first. There's Carlos Perez, who had the night off last night. Jet Bandy got the start behind the plate. Carlos at 184 on the year. Takes inside for ball 1. .36 pitches thrown by Triggs, 21 balls, probably 21 strikes, 15 balls.
Still quite a few pitches for a guy that's going to be on a pitch limit today. Fegley has thrown out just 13% of would-be base stealers this year, though for his career behind the plate, 32%.
Two and one. Not a lot of quick outs for a reliever, which is what you'd like to have.
Especially generally when you're a sinker slider guy, you're trying to get that at bat out of the way as quick as possible, get a ball on the ground.
Carlos lifts one in the air to right. Burns moves over. And the Angels are done here in the second. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning with no score.
The driver's seat brought to you by Kia. Tim Lincecum on the mound for the Halos today. Sixth pitcher to wear that Angel uniform after winning a Cy Young Award with another team, including their Mike Cuellar, Fernando Valenzuela, and Jack McDowell, amongst others. To win a Cy Young and then put on that Angel uniform.
He's the 44th player to put on an Angels uniform today. Or not today. It seems like today, but this season. Angels record 54 players used in 2014. It was a crazy season too, but a good one for the Angels.
Yes.
Chris Davis, the left fielder, he DH'd last night, hit his 16th home run. Count even up at a ball and a strike. Davis hitting 246. 45 runs batted in as well.
3 for 4 in his career versus Lincecum with 2 home runs.
Talk about a stark contrast between starting pitchers. I mean, Lincecum seems like he throws 3 pitches to every one of Triggs. Doesn't waste any time. Get that modified windup that he's always had.
The good ones realize how important that defense is behind you.
Fouled off toward the bullpen and almost a nice play. Just overran it a little bit. But he saved that Angels bullpen.
Yes.
Count remains at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Down the line, Cole moving over. And he'll put it away for the first out. Hey folks, Angels taking on the Astros on Tuesday, June 28th at 7:05. Fans in attendance will receive a unique straw and mesh baseball cap courtesy of Selena Sink while supplies last. Visit angels.com/promotions to get your tickets.
Quite a few Angel fans here, quite a few Tim Lincecum fans here today also.
Jed Lowry switch hitting second baseman, hitting .293. Had a 1-for-4 game last night with a single.
We can see the Oakland A's hitters are trying to slow down Tim Lincecum, step out a little bit. And always the conversation, well, how hard is Lincecum throwing at this point? Well, you're seeing a pretty consistent fastball, 89, 90, 91, 92 range, but his changeup, split finger changeup, along with his slider and curve, enough differential to make that fastball better.
Foul back.
See a late swing on that one.
The age of velocity, that's all anybody cares about. It's the radar gun and the number. Lowry fouls it off.
But again, when you watch where Lincecum lands, 89, 90s, a little bit quicker than someone taller with a shorter stride. So the baseball's right on top of you. 3 times he led the National League in strikeouts. And he wasn't necessarily an upper 90s guy. He's a 92 to 95 range. See how much that stride, compact delivery, but that leg and follow through, how far he strides. Now he's 6 foot, that's what he's listed as. Triggs 6'4", but his landing spot's a lot further down on the mound.
Check swing, did he go? No, says the third base umpire Doug Eddings.
And so when that baseball's released from Lincecum's hand, he's closer to the plate. He could have easily rung him up on that one.
Yeah. 2-2. This one's out toward left field. Robinson will play it on a hop. A 1-out single for Lowry puts a man on for Yonder Alonso.
Batting in the 7th position.
Second hit allowed by Lincecum. A 2-out double to vote first.
Alonso.
But then struck out Valencia to finish off that first inning. Alonso, the A's first baseman, had a 2-for-3 game last night with a sac fly. Also picked up his second stolen base of the year. No balls, 2 strikes. Check swing roller, that is foul. Just the first base side of home plate.
He's got a real good arm motion on his changeup too. The hitters are reading, thinking fastball. It's the exact same arm slot as his fastball. His changeup, A+ changeup.
Foul back. Off the end of the bat toward third. Escobar's only plays across the diamond. 2 down. Lowry ends up at second base. There's that off speed you were talking about.
He's established the fastball well enough from inside and outside, but the changeup is an excellent pitch for him. Yes, you like to get strikeouts on occasion for the changeup, but the goal for a real good changeup is to get a hitter out in front and get an easy out with it.
Got the Giants jersey and the Angels hat. There's plenty of Giants jerseys and hats in attendance here at the Coliseum. Josh Phegley looks at a strike. Phegley, the catcher, hitting .295, 4 doubles, a home run, 8 runs batted in. He's playing in his 21st game. No balls, 2 strikes.
You said that a lot already today.
Yeah. Which is good.
There's a reason why he has done what he has done throughout his career. When you win 2 Cy Youngs, you've thrown 2 no-hitters. You know how to pitch, even if you don't necessarily have your best fastball anymore.
Phegley reaching for it, grounds with a Simmons. And the A's leave a man in scoring position for the 2nd straight inning. We head to the 3rd, scoreless.
Which are brought to you by Clean, Crisp, Coors Light. Most combined days on the disabled list amongst AL teams this year. Oakland A's at 689, Rangers with 500, the Angels with 495. So a lot of DL days for both managers here in this game today, hoping for some better health as we move along in the season.
Can't get any worse, can it? Or can it?
Well, every day we're talking
so.
about some kind of transaction.
There's
it
always,
seems to be.
Always some sort of transaction going on. Robinson, Escobar, Calhoun for the Angels here in the 3rd. It's a bullpen game for Oakland. They've got their bullpen getting ready right now. Triggs at 38 pitches, 1 strikeout, 2 hits allowed. Robinson hitting .222 with a home run and 5 runs batted in. Starting left fielder this afternoon. Angels trying to even up the series at a game apiece. That one just missed inside. 1 ball, 1 strike.
But the odd thing, to have 2 pitchers warming up in the bullpen, a lefty and a righty. Triggs is going to be around that 60 pitch limit, right around there.
Ground ball to 2nd. 1 down. Top of the order coming up now, Yunel Escobar.
Now batting, number 6, Yunel Escobar.
Escobar with a base hit in the first, stranded in scoring position. Ground ball right side. Alonso's got it. He'll take it himself. 2 away. So base is clear for Cole.
Now batting, number 56, Cole Calhoun.
Mindset here for Cole was to look for that first pitch to do some damage, extra base type swing on that first pitch against Triggs. Try to get in the scoring position at the very least for Trout.
First one a little bit high. Lowry out in shallow right field. Simeon on the second base side of the bag. The shift on. Pretty good distance out there for Lowry. Cole skies one out toward left center field. Towering shot. Coco Crisp moving over. He's underneath it. And the Angels go down in order here in the third. One to the bottom of the third, still with no score here at the Coliseum.
Higher leg kick, shoulders dip back a little bit more, squared up now just to take a little bit of pressure off that hip area for Lincecum. Still pretty good stride, a little shorter on it, very close as far as that same arm slide he's always thrown in the past. Again, a little shorter on the stride, a little less violent as far as his mechanics. He smoothed it out, but still the same Lincecum. Get ahead of the count, 5-0-2 counts today.
9-1-2 for Oakland here in the third. Simeon, Burns, and Crisp. Marcus hitting .236, 7 doubles, 12 home runs, 28 runs batted in. For 3 last night, but picked up the 2-out walk against Salas in the bottom of the ninth as he fouls this one back. Two-one count. 1 strikeout, no walks, 2 hits allowed by Lincecum. Double in the first, a single in the second. 2-2.
Again, good life on the fastball. The first couple pitches against Simeon, curveballs at 74 and 73 miles an hour. Then he backs it up with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball and 89-mile-an-hour fastball. Good differential in the speed of pitches.
Chopper toward third. That's a fair ball. They get Semien for the first out.
Three consecutive ground ball outs for Lincecum, 4 in the game. Showing his appreciation, that nice play by Escobar. Long throw across the diamond, get the first out of the inning. Again, it's learning all your teammates, especially when you're throwing to a new catcher you haven't thrown to before. And Carlos Perez, that dynamic, obviously talk a lot before the game, but certainly during the game for Carlos Perez and Lincecum.
As Burns slaps one to left field. Picks up a 1-out single. Now you get the speedy base runner over at first base. As Coco Crisp will come to the plate now. Hey, Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with Surf Rider Foundation in celebration of the 12th Annual International Surfing Day on June 20th. Beach cleanups and other events are being held in Ventura, Santa Monica, Huntington Beach, and Dana Point. Find an event near you by going to foxsportssupports.com. The old Surf Rider Foundation.
Yes. Salt Creek Beach, know that well. Dana Point.
Great beach.
Yes.
Coco looks at a strike on the corner. He's 0 for 1 as he grounded out to short his first time up.
Burns with 12 stolen bases in 15 attempts. Lincecum with 4 career pickoffs.
Big lead for Burns at first base. We'll check in on him.
So yeah, a little bit of a long throwing motion over to first base for Lincecum. He's given up 181 stolen bases in 219 attempts in his career, so clubs will try to steal against him, especially because of that long throwing motion that he has. Not a bad time too, is being ahead of the count 0-1. For Mike Scioscia to put a pitch out attempt on.
Coco tries to push a bunt toward third. Escobar playing back. Never want to concede anything with Coco Crisp. He'll not afraid to drop one down if you give it to him. No balls, 2 strikes. One and 2. It's turned into just an absolutely gorgeous day in the Bay Area. There's always a nice little breeze blowing here. Sun's out.
Pretty good crowd here today.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Maybe having Tim Lincecum on the mound may have something to do with it. They had 24,500 last night for fireworks night. 6:35 start.
You look around in the crowd, you see a lot of Tim Lincecum jerseys when he was with the Giants all over the stadium here today.
2-2. This is low. Full count.
Quite a few of them here today.
3-2, down goes Crisp. Got him to chase an off-speed pitch. 2 down, second strikeout for Lincecum.
And both on off-speed pitches so far. We talked about the importance of his changeup. Look how he sells that pitch. It looks like it's going to be a fastball with that arm motion, quick arm motion, and then he takes off anywhere between 6 to 8 miles per hour on his changeup as compared to his fastball.
Bo with a double off the left center field wall in the first inning. #15th double of the year. Burns takes off speed pitch is down low, and the throw on the shortstop side of the base. Burns picks up a stolen base.
Yeah, baby.
It's the big jump. Again, it's going to have to take a perfect throw from Carlos Perez, because that long stride and throwing motion for Lincecum. Tried to be quick on the release, but it's on the shortstop side of the base. Simmons tried to be quick on the tag. Burns picks up his 13th stolen base.
One-0 count on Vogt. Thirteenth bag for Burns this year. Two balls, no strikes. Is that a bad pitch?
Got quite a bit of the strike zone.
Vogt draws a 4-pitch walk. First free pass issued by Lincecum. He struck out Valencia the first inning with a man in scoring position.
Third baseman, 26.
We got AT&T high-speed replay on that stolen base. And I think at that point, once that base was stolen, he's going to make sure he didn't give in. Open base at first base. So not a bad decision, especially with a guy that had a double after the first at bat.
In the dirt, Burns does not advance. So that means Vogt stays at home. 2 balls, no strikes. Was he last year, finishing up with Oakland, playing in 47 games at 284 for him. It's off to another good start. Upstairs, and it's 3-0.
No out of sync right now. The elbow's just dropping enough where he's elevating some of his pitches.
Chris Davis is the man on deck. First time this afternoon, the A's have had multiple base runners on board against Lincecum. The 3-0 pitch is lined into center field. A broken bat single. Burns will come in to score, and Oakland has a 1-0 lead.
Certainly Valencia's been their most consistent hitter this year for Oakland. High fastball went up and got, even though it shattered the bat. Had to stride down in the bat. He was upstairs, he was able to fight that one through the middle for an RBI single. 27th RBI for Valencia.
So the Halos play from behind. It's 1-0 Oakland in the third. 2 outs, 2 on. Here's Chris Davis, the left fielder. He lifted a fly ball to right, leading off the second. So he's 0 for 1.
Last few pitches though for Lincecum have been upstairs. 60 pitches so far in the game for Lincecum. That slider upstairs also.
It's a hit by pitch. And now to load him up.
One thing as a pitching coach is Charles Nagy just looking in and on to see what's going on with Lincecum as that ball hits right on the elbow of Davis. Is what you see. You haven't seen him a whole lot. In that quick conversation, if there's something he's seeing from that angle he's at where he's drifting a little bit forward in his delivery, something that might help Lincecum get through this inning and keep it just a 1-0 deficit. And you can look at video too, just like a hitter tries against the pitcher. Same thing as a pitching coach when you're trying to find something to be able to tell the pitcher during the course of an inning like this. What you're seeing, it's a little bit out of whack right now. That learning process for the pitching coach too, and Charles Nagy with Tim Lincecum.
Bases loaded for Jed Lowry with 2 outs. 1-0 Oakland. We're still in the bottom of the 3rd. Lowry, the 7th man to bat this inning. Swinging first pitch. Comes up empty on a fastball. Lowry had a single in his first at bat. He's at the plate with Vogt standing at 3rd. Valencia at second base and Davis at 1st. Ground ball to 1st. Cron has it. Will wave off Lincecum, and that is all the A's will get. They do take the early lead as we head to the 4th inning. Trout, Pujols, and Cron coming up with the Angels down 1-0. He's up 1-0, top of the 4th inning. A prolonged bottom of the 3rd for Tim Lincecum, but he does limit the damage to just 1 run, leaving the bases loaded. As Trout will lead things off here. Andrew Triggs back out for his 4th inning of work. It's a bullpen game. First major league start. He's much better in the 3rd inning, a 1-2-3 frame with a couple of ground outs and a fly ball out. 1 strikeout for Triggs, and that was Trout in the 1st. Bob Melvin had action going in their bullpen in the 3rd inning. 2 guys up here in the 4th. It's just Ryan Dole, the right-hander.
We see those real good numbers last 29 games here in Oakland for Trout. 321 batting average. The power numbers. This is certainly more of a pitcher's yard. Except during the day, baseball carries a lot better, but at night it does not carry at all.
Three-one count on Trout. He drives one out to deep left field. This is a long way out of here. Big fly for Mike Trout. 14th of the year. We're tied at 1.
Yeah, like we said, it carries a little bit better here in the day. And that carried a long way for Trout. Those great numbers here in this ballpark in his last 29 games only got better with that swing. 14th home run, 45th RBI for Trout. And that swing right there by Mike Trout, his 14th home run, is worthy of a Carl's Cam replay. You talk about getting some lift on that baseball, that short, compact swing well out to left center field.
That will do it for Andrew Triggs, making his first Major League start in a bullpen game for Oakland. He departs after giving up the home run to Trout. It's a 1-1 tie with a pitching change here in the 4th.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming in to pitch for the Athletics, number 66.
Here's the score even with for Tim Lincecum and the Angels. When you think about it, Lincecum all those years playing with Buster Posey.
1-1 tie here in the 4th inning. Pujols to face Ryan Dole. Mike Trout tying it up and chasing Andrew Triggs. First one, Albert, is down low. Dole pitching in his 31st game, 1-1 record, a 2.31 ERA, 35 innings, 38 strikeouts, 8 walks.
Fastball is going to be 88 to 92 range, slider and changeup.
In and out, who's in, who's out. Dole has pitched well against the Angels. As Albert fouls this one back and out of play. It's 2 balls and a strike. Pujols hoped for 1 as he popped out his first time up. Albert fouls this one back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Dole, a 32nd round pick in 2012 by Oakland. The University of North Carolina at Asheville. Got into 13 games last year. Mentioned this being his 31st this year. Banked foul.
Coming in with no one on base, but he's been unbelievable as far as inherited runners and not allowing any of them. He has stranded all 29 of his inherited runners this season.
Two balls, 2 strikes. That's pretty much automatic out of the bullpen. Two. Albert These guys went out to shallow left. Simeon going out. Chris Davis coming on, and Davis makes the catch at the last second for the first out here in the fourth.
Yeah, Simeon was just going back out there waiting to be called off. Eventually Davis does, and able to track that fly ball down. And much easier for an outfielder coming in on the baseball than it is for an infielder going back.
Number 24, C.J. Cron.
1 out, nobody on, and C.J. Cron up. He had a single, a sharp single to left in the second. He's 1 for 1. One ball, 2 strikes. Final line on Triggs. 3 innings plus a batter, 3 hits. One of which was the home run to Trout. A strikeout, no walks, 1 run. Second career start for him. Cron fouls it off. Count remains at 1-2. Good to see the Angels offense, more specifically Mike Trout, come back and pick up Tim Lincecum after giving up the run in the third on the single by Valencia.
Yeah, good job by Lincecum. Limited the damage last inning too after that quick visit from Charles Nagy out to the mound. Made an adjustment. Quick ground ball out to finish it off.
Cron goes down swinging for the second out. That'll bring up Johnny Giavitello. Hey, every fan matters during our Christmas in June celebration on Friday, June 24th. Halos taking on the Oakland Athletics. Fans in attendance will receive an ugly sweater baseball cap courtesy of Arco. Visit angels.com/promotions for information and tickets. Two outs, nobody on, and Johnny Giavitello up. He's 0 for 1 as he reached on a fielder's choice in his first plate appearance. Johnny yanks one down the left field line. It's got a chance, and that is gone. A big fly for Johnny Giavitello. 5th of the season, and the Angels have a 2-1 lead.
Boy, was he able to jump on that off-speed pitch. Johnny Giavitello turns on it right down the left field line. 5th home run of the season. We showed that earlier yesterday when he was able to bring his hands inside that baseball to get the barrel of the bat on. He did it again today. Hooks that one down the line for a solo shot, giving the Angels a 2-1 lead. That baseball got out in a hurry.
Andrelton Simmons takes a fastball inside. He's 0 for 1. A fly ball to left. Angels with 2 home runs this inning, now 63 on the season. They're currently ranked 13th in the American League in that category. Led, of course, by Trout's 14. Pujols just behind at 12. Three balls, no strikes. There's a strike. Full count. There the two with the pitching change and the scoring change here. Lincecum, after a long third inning, gets a chance to kind of relax, catch his breath a little bit.
Especially because you know the adrenaline was just going so quickly when he got here to the ballpark. Got here extremely early. Mike Soch said it's unusual to see a starting pitcher here so early. He's ready to go today.
Ground ball toward third. Valencia has it go underneath his glove, and Simmons will reach. Figured that Valencia would get charged with an error.
And he tries to get the footwork there behind and get that glove on it. And unable to look it into the glove, it gets underneath his hand there. So being an error on him, his 11th of the season.
So 2 outs and a man at first. Here's Carlos Perez. Hit a fly ball to right field in the second. Carlos has a home run against Ryan Dole. Swinging first pitch, lifts one out to shallow center. Here comes Coco. And with that sunshine, makes the catch. That makes it interesting to boot. The Angels get a couple of home runs here in the 4th inning. Trout to lead it off, then Giovatello to give the Angels a 2-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the 4th.
By Trout and Giovatello, giving the Halos a 2-1 lead. Back to my Hyundai key for this game. Too legit to quit with Tim Lincecum on the mound trying to preserve this lead. He's throwing the ball very well through 3 innings, going back out for his 4th inning here today. He's got 64 pitches thrown. Big pitch last inning to get through that last one with the bases loaded. No damage done after that 1 run scored. The offense responds back for 2 solo shots, giving them the lead.
Back to work in the bottom of the 4th. It's the bottom 3rd of the order. Alonso, Fegley, and Semien for Oakland. Lincecum a couple of strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 hits allowed. Alonso grounded out his first time up. Takes a strike. Other scores of games being played right now. Texas leading, or trailing, I should say, St. Louis 1-0 in the 5th. Texas took game 1 last night. Seattle leading Boston 2-1. That game of the 5th at Fenway Park. Houston and Cincinnati tied up once again. They are in the 6th. 2-2 at Minute Maid Park with Cincinnati taking game 1 last night. Here it's 2-1 Angels. A couple of home runs at the top of the 4th. Yankees ended up hanging on to beat Minnesota. They snapped the tie in the 9th inning to take a 7-4 lead. And Aroldis Chapman gave a back-to-back home runs. Still the Yankees 1 by 1. Nice play by Escobar going to his left, spins around, throws out Alonso, and there's out number 1.
Talk about Lincecum and the pedigree he has in baseball right now as far as multiple Cy Young Award winners. There's only a couple in the majors at this point. Active Tim Lincecum with 2 Cy Youngs back in 08 and 09. Clayton Kershaw won in 2011, 2013, 2014. 3-time Cy Young Award winner Clayton Kershaw. Tim Lincecum, multiple Cy Young Award winners. And notice that play there by Escobar too. We talked about how quickly Lincecum works. Those are the type of plays guys make behind you when they're ready to go because you're working at a good pace.
Ball and a strike on Fegley. Grounded out his first time up.
If you're a youngster at home, you watch how Tim Lincecum goes about his business. Throws all his pitches, works quickly.
Fouled into the third base side territory. Simmons looked for a second like he couldn't find the baseball, hangs on to it. And there's out number 2. But he slams the bat down on the ground.
It's the angle he took. He knew the baseball, even though he didn't quite see it, but he's going at an angle. And look how much coverage he has. You don't even see him in the picture, and then he's able to still run that one down. He made an unbelievable play here earlier in the season. He's the best I've seen as far as going back on pop-ups, where it's straight back or at an angle. And I've seen a lot of games at the major league level. He's the best I've seen doing that.
2 outs, bases clear, and it's Simeon, the shortstop, up.
So when you think about it, he knew that baseball was going to that certain part of the foul territory. He just ran at an angle and then tracked it down. His instincts are off the chart.
Simeon pops it up. Simmons going out. Robinson comes in. Shane Robinson calling for it. Tim Lincecum with a 1-2-3 shutdown inning. We head to the 5th with the Angels up 2-1. Making the world a better place. That's why they created Subaru Loves to Care. Subaru's commitment to a healthier community. By El Pollo Loco, try the new fire-grilled chicken burritos today. And by Infinity. Visit your local Southern California Infinity retailer for a test drive today. Halos up 2-1, top of the 5th inning. Shane Robinson lead things off here against Ryan Dull. He's worked 1 inning of relief. 9-1-2 for the Halos here in the 5th inning. Robinson, Escobar, and Calhoun with action continuing in the A's bullpen. Shane pulls one over to Valencia, the third baseman. 1 down. Robinson over 2.
Now batting, number 6, Yunel Escobar.
Fernando Rodriguez, the right-hander, and Mark Sipchinski, the lefty, getting ready for Oakland. Second time Sipchinski's been up. Escobar 1 for 2 with a single in the first, a ground out in the third. Two and one. You see by body language and reaction, Escobar not liking the call by Jeff Nelson. Caught the bottom part of the zone. 2-2. Lincecum left the field in the bottom of the fourth after recording the third out. Nice ovation once again behind the Angels dugout.
He's always doing some type of motion there to keep that shoulder stretched out. He's always been a guy so in tune with his body as far as his routine in between starts, during games.
Lined into center field, a base hit. Second hit of the game for Escobar. Trying to make it into a double, and he's in there safely.
It's twice now he's tested the throwing arms in the outfield of Oakland. He lines out one out of the batter's box. He's determined to think he's going to press the issue to get into scoring position. And he slides in with a double. 17th double. Another multi-hit game for Escobar.
Cole Calhoun coming out. Bob Melvin's going to match up here. Mark Sipchinski's coming on to relief. A pitching change in the fifth inning. With 1 out, 1 on. The Angels up 2-1.
Your attention.
Score multi-hit game for Yunel Escobar. He is currently standing at second base with a double, as Cole Calhoun will step up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 with a couple fly balls to center field. He's going to face the left-hander Mark Sipchinski. Sipchinski pitching now in his 32nd game. No record, a 3 ERA. Lefties have hit .275 against him. Cole's hit lefties pretty well this year. First one down and in for ball 1. I assume it's a one-batter situation with Rodriguez continuing to loosen. Trout due up next. Although right-handers have only hit .238 against Samchinski. Two balls, no strikes.
Samchinski's fastball is 87-90 range. He'll throw a slider, curve, and changeup.
Fouled it back. Calls it .317 against left-handed pitching this season.
He stayed back very well. He's used the other side of the field very well, especially left center field, driving the ball that way. Samchinski out of UC Riverside, where a good friend Troy Percival, head coach for UC Riverside.
It's a strike. 2-2. Oakland with a run at the bottom of the third to take a 1-0 lead. A 2-out single by Valencia, scoring Burns. Trout tied it up with a home run leading off the fourth. Giovatelli gives the Angels a 2-1 lead with 2 outs later on in the fourth. Angels trying to add to it here in the fifth. This is fouled off. Trout on deck. Two now. Downstairs, full count.
Good at bat working for Cole Calhoun against the lefty.
Here comes the payoff. Cole strikes out swinging. Just pulled off the slider, 2 down. Here comes Bob Melvin on cue. So in the fifth, the pitching matchups, Bomel goes back to the bullpen, and we have ourselves another pitching change. 2 outs now. Rodriguez coming on a relief. Escobar still standing at second, and the Angels still up 2-1. Out to the man at second base to face right-hander Fernando Rodriguez. Pitching in his 28th game, 2-0 record, a 2.65 ERA, 56 games last year for the one-time Angel. Pitched for the Halos, one game back in 2009, a couple of seasons with the Astros. He's been in the big leagues up and down since 2014 with Oakland.
Yeah, fastball is 91, 96. Cut fastball, curveball, occasional changeup.
Trout 1 for 2, a strikeout of the first, homering in the fourth. Gets jammed, lofts one out toward left center field. Davis and Crisp, and it is Coco Crisp with the call on the catch, and the Angels leave a man in scoring position. We head to the bottom of the fifth inning. Halos still up 2-1. Got a total of 4 hits allowed by Tim Lincecum. The RBI single by Valencia at the moment in the third inning gave the A's a 1-0 lead, but it's 2-1 Halos here in the bottom of the fifth inning, and Lincecum now face the order for Oakland for the third time. It'll be Burns, Crisp, and Vogt coming up, 1, 2, and 3. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk, and the 4 hits allowed. Burns 1 for 2. He slapped a single to left in the third inning, also stole a base, and he scored on the Valencia single. That is fouled off. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
What's really interesting to see is the infielders will move back a little bit now on this at bat, but against Burns, they come in a little bit on that infield dirt because he's just trying to put it in play, utilize his speed, and cut that angle down as an infielder to be able to throw him out at first.
This one down the line, it slices foul. See how shallow Shane Robinson's playing toward the foul line.
His best chance to punch that ball the other way is an elevated pitch, and that's what that was. It's more difficult for him to do so when it's at the knees or below. Trout looking in at the coaching staff at center where the play.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Ground ball to short. Simmons charges it, gets rid of it quickly. And there's the first down. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP.
It's played by Simmons. Again, he played a little bit further up because of that speed and the ability for Burns just to put it in play. He's able to get him out at first, and important out with that speed.
1-0 count on Crisp, the center fielder. 0 for 2. A ground ball to short, a strikeout. He drives one out toward right center field. Cole moving over, makes the running catch. 2 down.
Real good read off the bat by the Gold Glove winner. Once again, Lincecum showing his appreciation with some solid defense played behind him. Good first step, tracks that one down. Looked like off the bat it could have been a double at least for that speedy Coco Crisp. But Cole Calhoun runs it down. Again, at home watching, when you work quickly as a pitcher, you're going to get those plays made behind you. They're on their toes, and they needed that a couple times today to make some outstanding defensive plays.
Vogt looks at a strike. DHing this afternoon. He doubled in the first, walked in the third. Six in a row retired by Lincecum. Vogt fouls it off, 1-2. Looking for his second straight 1-2-3 inning. 85 pitches thrown so far, 53 strikes. Got him to reach for that off speed, just got a piece of it. Out toward left field. Robinson has to go back on it a couple of steps, and he'll put it away. So make that 7th straight retired by Lincecum. We're through 5 here at the Coliseum. Angels still up 2-1. Been talking about the crowd ovation behind the dugout. Every time Lincecum walks towards that dugout, they're on their feet. Whether Giant fans, A's fans, or Angel fans, appreciating seeing Lincecum back on the mound.
I mean, that's pretty cool to see. Now it's time for the T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball. As Tampa leads San Francisco 3-2, Houston up on Cincinnati 4-2, and Chicago, Cleveland just back getting underway. James Shields on the mound for the White Sox.
Rodriguez came in to finish off the 5th inning. Got Trout to a fly ball to shallow center. He's back out on the mound for Oakland. Pujols, Corona, Giavotella for the Angels here in the 6th. Albert 0 for 2. He popped out to second, hit a fly ball to left field in the 4th. He drives this one foul.
It didn't look like anybody was in a hurry to try to catch that one on the line as that got into the stands. That was hit very well by Albert out in front, though.
One ball, 2 strikes on Albert. 5 hits for the Angels, 4 for Oakland. Pujols hits one sharply past Simeon, the shortstop. And Albert is on board with a leadoff single.
He's got a lot of base hits right by that spot of late. And again, still not with the shift on against Albert. Although even with the shift on, I don't know if you're going to be one in front of that baseball anyhow, as hard as he hit that one.
TJ Cron 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. Andrew Triggs got the spot start, went 3 innings, gave up a run. Ryan Dole worked an inning and a third. He gave up a run. That was the Giavotella home run. Sipczynski 1 batter. Now Rodriguez working his 3rd batter. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rodriguez, an 18th round pick by the Angels in 2003 at El Paso Community College, celebrating his 32nd birthday today. Albert's not going anywhere. That ball just got behind Fegley. Count even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Way outside. That's the one thing about Rodriguez has been throughout his career. Very good power fastball, but inconsistent at times. Throwing strikes.
Three-2 chopper back up the middle. Lowry can't get it, and that'll sneak through for a base hit. Albert will stop at second. But the Angels with back-to-back hits to start the 6th.
With Johnny Giavotella coming up to the plate now with 2 on. Let's go back to our top-tier play of the game, which is brought to you by Arco in the 4th inning. After Mike Trout tied it up at 1, Johnny Giavotella hooks one down the line for a solo shot to give the Angels his 2-1 lead, a chance to add on. This is his 5th home run of the season for Johnny Giavotella.
Home run hitter now.
It's like a gap double right now, though.
He's got 3 the last week.
Yes. 2 of them when he's able to bring his hands inside. There were a couple fastballs off the inside corner, bring his hands in and got the barrel of the bat on it. Hit them both out to left field.
1st and 2nd with nobody out. Is he asked to sacrifice here? The one-run game. He's not.
You just got done saying he was a home run hitter.
Yeah. Let it fly, big boy. Checking down the signs from Ron Renicky. Pujols at second base. Crone at first. Two balls, no strikes. Seven hits now for the Angels. Got a couple of opportunities in this ballgame with men in scoring position. Unable to capitalize. Got another here in the sixth inning. 2-1 on the outside corner.
You know this ballpark all too well. Even though the Angels have played well in here of late, you want to add on and separate yourself from this Oakland A's team.
Johnny grounds one to the left side. Simeon goes to second. They get the force out. That's Crone for the first down. Pujols ends up at third base.
Thought they might go to third base on that one, because you're not going to be able to turn two. You still keep the double play in order.
Now batting.
But you would have the double play in order anyhow if you get Albert at third. So he has an opportunity to do so, but goes to the short way at second base. You get the force out. Quick conversation. We've seen the Angels a lot of late safety squeeze put on, but it's a more difficult one now with Albert at third base. Going to make sure it's a good bunt.
Andrelton Simmons 0 for 2 with a fly ball to left. Reached on the error by Valencia in the fourth. First and third, one out. 2-1 Angels here in the sixth. John Axford now begins to loosen for Oakland.
It's more of a throw over the first base to see if Simmons would tip his hand as far as squaring around to potentially bunt there.
One ball, no strikes. Burns very shallow in right field. Infield, especially the middle infield, back at double play depth. Halo's getting back-to-back singles to start this sixth inning. Low throw. Simmons shoots one out toward right center field. Burns moving over. He will make the catch. Albert will tag and come in to score. It's a sac fly for Andrelton Simmons, and it extends the Angels' lead to 3-1.
It's a real nice piece of hitting by Simmons. Got a pitch up in the strike zone, and going to get some high fives as he gets back to that dugout. You're looking for a pitch to hit in the air, and he did so and hit it well to right center field to drive home Albert Pujols. Well, he brought his hands up extremely well. Level swing, looking to drive the ball in the air deep enough to bring home a run, and he does. 10th RBI of the season, scoring Albert Pujols. Again, that play could have been made at third. Instead, it's a run for the Angels.
Carlos Perez at the plate now with 2 outs. Giavotella still at first. Carlos 0 for 2. Couple of fly ball outs, one to right, one to center. Swinging first pitch, drives one out toward right center field, and nobody's going to get this one. It falls in there. Giavotella is going to be stopped at third. Carlos on the way to second has himself a 2-out double. Ninth double of the season for Carlos. Sorry, go.
Yeah, it's good to see him go the other way. Again, another pitch out over the plate, enough where he can drive it well and gets it into that gap in right center field. Cut off by Burns. It does not allow Giavitello to come all the way around for first base. Bob Melvin's going down to the bullpen yet again.
Swapping one right-hander for another with Shane Robinson coming to the plate. Rodriguez is done after getting 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Halos up 3-1. The Angels a 3-1 lead, still batting with runners at second and third and 2 outs. John Axford takes over on the mound. 28th game for the big right-hander, 3-2, a 2.96 ERA, 25 strikeouts, 7 walks, 27 and a third innings, and he's going to face Shane Robinson. Shane, the starting left fielder this afternoon, is 0 for 2. Twice is grounded out, once to second, once to third.
Axford's fastball is 93 to 98 range, slider, curve, occasional changeup.
One ball, no strikes. Giavitello, the base runner at third base. Carlos Perez at second. Two balls, no strikes. Axford becomes the 4th reliever used by Bob Melvin, although Triggs, the starter, is a reliever. Got his first major league start. 3-0.
Especially with Escobar, has already had 2 hits in this game. If you're Shane Robinson, you're taking at least 1, maybe even 2 pitches. Depending on that second one, if it's right down the middle of the plate, you got to get on base for Escobar.
Three-one count. Robinson takes a strike, full count. Here's a payoff pitch. Robinson fouls it off. I'll reset and do it again. All the while, Tim Lincecum sitting in the dugout, having retired the last 7 that he's faced. 2 strikeouts through 5 innings so far. Payoff again to Robinson. Shane works the walk. So Axford comes in and walks the number 9 hitter. And will load him up for Yunel Escobar.
Number 6.
This is the right scenario you want now.
Escobar.
Here the Angels have an Escobar up here with already 2 hits in the game. It's the 27th multi-hit game this year.
Escobar 2 for 3 with a single and a double.
Challenger with a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, upper part of the strike zone. Got it by Escobar.
Axford now 33 years of age. Got to the big leagues for the first time in 09 with Milwaukee. Got a 46 save season back in 2011 for the Brewers. As Escobar grounds this one toward the hole. Simeon to the backhand, boots it. 1 run in. Perez going to try to score, and he will. It's 5-1 Angels on the error by Marcus Simeon.
Yeah, it's going to be, probably gets a base hit, and then the error allowing a second run to come across. The breaking ball stays back on it. Simeon trying to get to this baseball. His only play is potentially maybe a force out at third base, but unable to make the play, and off the glove and allowed 2 runs to score instead of just 1.
It is a single for Escobar, his 3rd hit of the game, picks up 1 RBI, his 19th. Angels with runners at 1st and 2nd for Cole Calhoun.
It's a couple big add-on runs there too. Now leading 5-1.
Cole hitless so far. He's 0 for 3. Calhoun, the 8th man, to cover the plate here in the 6th inning. Two balls, no strikes.
But one thing to keep in mind, Tim Lincecum has thrown the ball very well, but he's had a couple of innings where he's had a long break to sit in between innings. Although you'll take that anytime you're scoring runs.
Yeah, long innings with no runs coming across.
Yeah.
No bueno.
A lot of pitching changes he's had to sit through on the bench. He has worked extremely fast. It's been fun to watch him go out and compete so far in this game.
Two-0 to Cole. 3-0. Axford just can't find the zone.
Should get a pretty good fastball to hit right now, especially when you got Mike Trout on deck if you're Cole Calhoun.
Three-one count with 2 outs. Runners at first and second. And there's ball 4. They're loaded up for Trout.
Now conversation with the pitching coach Kurt Young with Axford. Again, this is a long inning. I would not be surprised if Mike Scioscia has someone warming up with Tim Lincecum as he takes the mound at the bottom of the 6th inning. He's already at 86 pitches. Saw Lincecum earlier today doing some stretching with his shoulder, trying to keep his back, hip, arm loose. Long delays with a lot of pitching changes, a lot of conversations on the pitching mound for Oakland today.
Zach Neal, a right-hander, getting ready for Oakland. It'll be Axford here with the bases loaded, 2 outs to face Trout. Trout 1 for 3. He homered in the 4th. At that point, tied the score at 1-1. 3 runs in here in the 6th inning. So far, no place to put Trout. First pitch, a breaking ball for a strike.
Boy, and impressive numbers. The bases loaded, nearly a 400 batting average for Trout, 395.
Looks this one out towards shallow right field. Long run in for Burns with good speed. Dives, he can't get it. 1 run is in. Escobar will come in to score. Trout to second. That is a 2 RBI double. It's 7-1 Angels.
Just a well-placed little flare in the outfield for Trout, and you have to respect his power as an outfielder playing deep off the end of the bat. Burns gives it a great effort just in front of his glove and not too far away. But then Trout has turned on the afterburner saw, and that double being available for him picks up his 15th double.
Albert Pujols.
The 6th inning continues here, and it'll be Albert coming up with runners at second and third. Pujols fouls it off. No balls and a strike. Rodriguez charged with 3 runs this inning. All 3 earned. Axford's been charged with 2. Remember, the error committed by Simeon did not prolong the inning. It just allowed another run to come in, so these runs are earned. Breaking ball in the dirt. 7-1 Angels. It's a 5-run 6th inning so far. Albert got it started with a single. 1 for 3 games so far.
Scored on a sac fly by Simmons.
Breaking ball in there, 1-2. Oh, nice play by Josh Phegley on a high fastball.
That's not easy to react as a catcher. Reach up and catch a 95-mile-an-hour fastball that high out of the strike zone when you're looking for something down and away. And to reach up that quickly as that baseball is by him and reacts and catches it. And he's caught a lot of pitches in this inning off a lot of different pitchers in the last couple of innings.
Two. Down in the dirt. Nice dig this time by Phegley. Full count. Might just be his last batter if he ends up giving up the base on balls here with Crone on deck.
Already 22 pitches in this inning.
12 out of the strike zone. Here's the payoff. Albert chops it foul. Oh, let's go back. They said no error on Simeon. That's 2 RBIs for Escobar. That's generous. Albert pops it up. Alonso to foul territory will make the catch, and this 6th inning is in the books with the Halos drop a 5 spot into the bottom of the 6th inning. Tim Lincecum will take a 7-1 lead back to the mound. Bottom of the 6th inning, Halos on top by the score of 7-1. Tim Lincecum with a couple of strikeouts, 1 walk, and 4 hits allowed. He's retired the last 7 in a row. As you mentioned, last half inning, 87 pitches so far.
Yeah, he's thrown the ball very well, very impressive. Competes extremely well. Great pace on the mound. Had some solid defensive plays behind him. 2 punch-outs. Just 1 walk, 1 run allowed so far for Lincecum. Like we thought, the bullpen going along with Lincecum in this inning. This is his first start at the major league level this year.
It's Valencia, Davis, and Lowry for Oakland here the 6th inning. Danny Valencia 1 for 2, had an RBI single in the 3rd. Two balls, no strikes. It's Cam Bedrosian getting ready. 3-0.
Now pitching for Los Angeles, number 68, Tampa.
Someone just jumped the gun. They introduced Cambadrosian. 3-1. There's a walk to lead off the 6th.
That's something like we thought might be the case with Lincecum, sitting there for so long. Again, keep in mind, this first start of the season at the major league level, just a few starts down in the minor leagues to get ready. Been doing a lot of throwing as he auditioned for a number of teams before signing here with the Angels with an opportunity to start.
Davis a swing and a miss. Left fielder today, 0 for 1. Fly ball right in the second, was hit by a pitch in the third. Lincecum's first action in the big league since June 27th of last year in a start against Colorado. A total of 15 starts for San Francisco last year before being shut down with a hip injury that required subsequent surgery. Off speed, just missed. 2-1 count. See the frustration body language wise for Lincecum after sitting for a while. Walking Valencia, now followed behind 3-1.
And that was a 30-plus minute half inning he had to wait around.
Davis grounds this one toward third. Escobar has it, goes to Giavotella for one. The relay back in time, a double play.
And showing his appreciation for that defense behind him once again, clapping that glove, saying nice play by Escobar, and a perfect feed to Giavotella to complete a 5-4-3 double play. Got him out in front. That's pitching. Even when it looks like you're kind of losing control of the fastball, change speeds, hit a spot, get a ground ball, double play.
So bases clear for Jed Lowry, the second baseman, who's 1 for 2. This one's lined to left center field. Robinson coming in. He'll make the catch, and just like that, Lincecum is in, going to the dugout through 6, and he'll get another ovation as the Angels maintain a 7-1 lead. Fox Sports West is brought to you by Energy Upgrade California. It's easy to stay golden at energyupgradeca.org and by your Southern California Toyota dealers. 7-1 Angels here in the top of the sixth inning, pardon me. Easy for me to say.
I love what I saw there with that hug there from Albert Pujols and the energy that he has brought into that dugout in this team today. Tim Lincecum. Love it.
Through 6 innings, more than likely done. 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 run as we start the 7th. Cron, Giavotella, and Simmons. Zach Neal on in relief. Cron hammers one out to left field. This is over the head of Davison off the top of the wall. CJ on his way to second, and he is in there with a leadoff double. His 3rd hit of the ball game.
That baseball almost knocked down the wall at that 367 sign in left field. Ball was absolutely tattooed by CJ Cron. Well, he was on that good level swing from CJ. And he crushed that ball off the wall.
Johnny Giavotella.
3rd hit, I should say, of the game for CJ Cron.
John Axford ended up going to 3rd of an inning. 2 hits, 2 walks, 2 runs, both earned. As Johnny Giavotella comes up, 1 for 3, a home run in the 4th inning. Fielder's choice and a run scored in the 6th. No balls, 2 strikes. Neal originally in the Marlins system, 17th round pick in 2010 out of the University of Oklahoma. 27-year-old. First taste of big league life this year. He's pitched now in 6 games. He's made 1 start, 12 innings, 18 hits. 4 strikeouts, no walks. Giavotella hits one out to right field. Burns was playing shallows there. Cron is tagging. The throw coming all the way to 3rd, and Cron is safe.
We've seen some pretty aggressive base running against these outfielders for Oakland. And Burns doesn't quite have that power on him, especially when you see from that right field position, usually a center fielder, so you're going to take a shot at it. Seen that a number of times today.
Oakland will bring its infield in with 1 out, a man at 3rd base. Andrelton Simmons at the plate. Simmons 0 for 2. Did have a sac fly in the 6th inning. Picked up his 10th run batted in. No balls, 2 strikes. No 2. Simmons chases. Goes down swinging for out number 2. And that'll bring up Carlos Perez with a man at 3rd base. And this Father's Day, every moment matters. Treat Dad like an all-star with the Ultimate Angel Stadium experience tomorrow. Enjoy playing catch in the outfield, hitting the Angels' batting cages, taking a behind-the-scenes stadium tour, and more. For more info on Dad's Day and to purchase those tickets, call 714-940-2007. Cardinals swinging first pitch, bounces one over to third. Long throw from Valencia, low one, and Alonso digs it out for the third out. So leadoff double stranded in scoring position and stretched down with the Angels up 7-1. Tomorrow we wrap up this three-game set. Eric Surkamp on the mound for the Oakland Athletics, a left-hander facing Jared Weaver.
And Weave 13-11 in his career versus Oakland. A very good 2.73 ERA for the Weave against Oakland.
Hello's making a pitching change here in the bottom of the seventh inning, up 7-1. Cam Bedrosian takes over. This will be his 27th game, 1-0 record. A 1.61 ERA. He's got the bottom third of the order to contend with: Alonso, Fegley, and Semien. Tim Lincecum in his Angels debut, 6 innings, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 run. It was earned. First pitch, fastball up and away for ball 1. Alonso was grounded out twice to Escobar, so the first baseman's 0 for 2. Not imagine them. One of the first responses out of Tim Lincecum's mouth post-game today. And hopefully we'll have it on Angels Live post-game, presented by. The fact that glad to have this over with.
Yes.
Especially here with the
he was nervous.
Media and the like. And it's good to see him back.
And that's normal to be nervous. You should be nervous every time you take the mound or in that batter's box. I remember Bud Black when I first made it to the major leagues. He was my teammate in Kansas City. And he said, if you take the mound at any point as a pitcher and you're not nervous, that means it's time to think about doing something else. So you want to go out there and perform for your teammates, for your fan base, your organization. And certainly Tim Lincecum wanted to do that today, especially here in the Bay Area. Got here early today.
Alonso strikes out swinging, 1 out.
And when to see that kind of reaction you have from your teammates, your first time on the mound for your club, that's pretty special to see. And the fans on their feet, not only Angel fans, but Oakland A's fans, San Francisco Giant fans, seeing one of the great competitors in the game perform very well today.
Number 19.
There's Josh Fegley with 1 out, nobody on. Oh for 2 so far today.
And I was looking around during batting practice yesterday when Tim Lincecum walked out to the field. I had a chance to talk to him one-on-one yesterday, and all the guys that's going around and talking to him. Here's a guy that won 3 world championship rings. Albert Pujols, same thing, has won a couple. But when you have guys that have won something you've all wanted to do when you put on a uniform, I'll tell you what, it just brings the team together, and you learn so much just watching how they compete. When you're a winner in those big moments, like Pujols and Lincecum, guys just watch everything you do and learn so much. From your work habits to your approach at the plate, what you're doing on the mound, when adversity hits. It's huge for a team to have that kind of presence.
Oh, 2 count on Fegley. Kind of the aggressive approach you want to see Cam Bedrosian take to the mound, regardless of the situation or the score, whether it's a clean inning or taking over with inherited runners, and that's been an issue for him this year.
But there's no doubting that he has a very lively arm. I mean, his fastball is very powerful, 94, 96, good curveball.
Fegley pulls one out to left field. Robinson's there. 2 down. So Marcus Semien coming to the plate. Shortstop 0 for 2 with a ground down, a fly ball to left.
Marcus Semien.
Out toward right. Cole back a couple of steps. Cam with a 1-2-3 7th. We head to the 8th inning. It's 7-1 Angels.
Head to the top of the 8th inning. The Angels have a healthy 7-1 lead over the A's. I'm Patrick O'Neill, asking you to please stick around for Angels Live, of course, presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers. Joined by Jose Mota, get some interviews, some reaction. Let's see, what are we going to talk about? My guess is this guy, Tim Lincecum. Goes to 6 innings. As he comes off, I mean, it was electric, the ovation, the fans, and, you know, Victor and Mark, and you guys were talking about it, the spark that potentially he can provide a ball club that clearly needed it at this point of the season.
There's no doubt about that, Patrick. I'm telling you, being in the dugout today, this morning, and even yesterday, the energy, you know, always the conversation is always going to be Mike Trout, Albert Pujols, but now all of a sudden, with that energy of a winner, a World Series winner, multiple Cy Young Award winner, it's great to see that with Tim Lincecum. You can see that energy, and this club has played very well defensively behind Lincecum was outstanding today.
Shade Robinson with a leadoff single to start this 8th inning. Zach Neal back out on the mound. New right fielder Max Muncy taking over in right, and that forces Burns to move to center and Crisp over to left.
Escobar.
So Chris Davis no longer in the game. Yunel Escobar coming up. 3 for 4. 2 singles and a double. 2 runs batted in and a run scored. Ground ball to second. Lowry feeds Simeon for 1. They turn a double play. 2 down. Cole Calhoun coming up with 2 outs, the bases clears. Deolis Guerra now begins to loosen in the Angels bullpen.
Now batting, number 56, Cole Calhoun.
Cole looks at a strike. 0 for 3 today. Calhoun and Simmons, the only starters without a hit. This one's hit into the shift. Lowry from shallow right field throws out Cole, and we will head to the bottom of the 8th. Still 7-1 Halos. (7-1) Halos, bottom of the 8th inning. Here you can follow the Angels baseball all season long with MLB.com at bat. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your smartphone or tablet. Deolis Guerra takes over on the mound for the Angels. He will pitch the bottom of the 8th inning. Top of the order coming up for Oakland. Burns, Crisp, and Vogt. Guerra's pitching in his 9th game with the Halos this year. 1-0, a 3.21 ERA, 14 innings, 14 strikeouts, no walks, 11 hits allowed. Burns 1 for 3 with a single, a stolen base, and a run scored in the 3rd. The only run Lincecum allowed in his Angels debut. Foul back. 2 balls, 1 strike. Reaching for it and bounces it over to Crone. 1 down.
Well, that's your goal against Burns. To get him out in front of small speed pitch, make him reach, hit the ball on the ground. You have a better chance of getting him out. Elevated pitches, he can shoot that ball to the outfield for a base hit.
Now batting left fielder, number 4, Coco Chris.
Coco for 3. A ground out, a strikeout, a fly ball to right. Coco looking at a strike. Capadrosia, by the way, worked a 1-2-3 scoreless 7th.
That's a real good off-speed pitch from Guerra once again. He's got a great changeup himself. Fastball is going to be 89 to 92 range. Good breaking ball also, but his changeup sells that one very well.
One ball, 2 strikes. In the air, out towards center. 2 down.
And you notice a lot of the outfielders on high flies here today will try to field it to the side to get a better angle to be able to track that baseball in this high sky, bright sunshine.
Now batting designated hitter, number 21, Steven.
What a beautiful day today.
2 outs, nobody on, and it's Stephen Vogt coming to the plate. Vogt 1 for 2 with a double and a walk. Breaking ball in there. No balls, 2 strikes. Let's go hang it out. Hoodie on. Let's soak it all in.
Deservedly so. It's really good to see too. Every time a nice play made behind him, pointing out to them, whether it's Escobar making a nice play at third or Robinson in the outfield coming in on the baseball, he's really into this game and talked about that energy he has provided, certainly today, for the Halos.
Vogt rips one down the line but fouled. Linscom's next start would be at home against the same Oakland Athletics. Halos will play here tomorrow, then go to Houston for a 3-game set, return Wednesday night. We'll take on the A's for a 4-game series at the Big A beginning on Thursday. Houston on the back end of that homestand. So it's Oakland, Houston, Oakland, Houston. And it's back out on the road for one last road trip before the All-Star break.
A long road trip back east.
Vogt fouls it back. Yeah, the old standard Boston, Tampa, Baltimore.
Yep.
In order. Right before that All-Star break. One-two pitch. Down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Daniel Coulomb, lefty, getting ready for Oakland. He'll pitch the ninth. Trout, Pujols, Crone coming up for the Angels. 2-2. Vogt goes down swinging. Dale Lascura with a 1-2-3 eighth. 7-1 Halos as we head to the ninth.
One here in the top of the ninth inning as the A's go to another pitching change. Daniel Coulomb in the game, 1-0 mark, 4.97 ERA in 9 games. This point for the Oakland Athletics. Fastball is going to be 87 to 91 range. Slider throws quite a few. We'll throw a cut fastball and curveball.
Coulomb coming over from the Dodgers last year. Ended up pitching in 9 games with Oakland. Could be mentioned 10th game now this year. 25th round pick by the Dodgers out of Texas Tech. He's got Trout, Pujols, and Crone here in the ninth. 7th pitcher for the Athletics. What they call a bullpen game, and it's certainly played out today. Trout 2 for 4 with a home run and a double. Trout lifts this one out to straightaway center field. Going back on it is Burns, and just shy of the track. Make the catch for the first out.
Well, he just missed hitting that one a long, long way.
Now batting, number 5, Albert Pujols.
Well, to bring up Albert. Albert 1 for 4 with a single.
Albert behind in the count here, 0-2. Still looking for that next home run to tie the late great Hall of Famer Harmon Killebrew on that home run list. Tying for 11th all-time next home run hit by Albert.
0-2. Albert shoots one out toward right center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Muncy over to cut it off. A single for Albert.
Multi-hit game for Albert Pujols today.
24, C.J. Cron.
Gregorio Petit's going to pinch run for Albert.
Ladies and gentlemen, for Los Angeles, running for Albert Pujols, number 8, Gregorio Petit.
Cron, a 3-hit game. 2 singles and a double. Takes down and in. Little dribbler foul. 2 balls and a strike. Chopper towards short. Simeon backs up on it. Will feed Lowry for 1. The relay back to first. High throw, but Alonso unable to get that foot on the bag, so Cron will reach on the fielder's choice.
A little bit of a high throw, and Alonso tried to get his foot back down there before Cron steps on the base. See right there, foot down by Cron.
Two outs and a man at first. Johnny Giavotella coming up. A.J. Octor will pitch the 9th for the Angels. See, he loosens in the bullpen. Off speed for a strike. One. Johnny, a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. 1 for 4 game with a home run back in the 4th. 5th of the year.
Big inning there back in the 4-2. After Oakland scored 1, Lincecum was able to avoid too much damage. Got a ground ball out with the bases loaded. Trout starts off the next inning with a solo shot, and Johnny Giavotella with a solo shot, giving the Angels the lead. Not looked back since.
7-1 Halos here in the 9th inning. 2-2. Johnny shoots one out to right field. Muncy coming in. He'll make the catch on the run, and we will head to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Angels trying to even up the series at a game apiece, have a 7-1 lead heading to the bottom of the 9th. U.S. Open Championship from historic Oakmont Country Club continues tomorrow as they finish the 3rd round. Play at 4 a.m. Pacific on FS1. Then it's the final round coverage starting at 8 a.m. Pacific on Fox. You can watch it all live on Fox Sports Go. A.J. Octor takes over on the mound here at the bottom of the 9th inning. Trying to wrap this one up for the Angels. He'll face Valencia, Muncy, and Lowry. 9th game for Octor, no record, 13 1/3 innings. He's allowed 6 earned runs, 6 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Valencia 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the 3rd. He's also struck out once and walked once. Slider popped up. TJ Crone overruns it, but is able to kind of get that glove out there, make the catch. He slipped at the last second as well, 1 down.
And somehow Simmons was in the vicinity also trying to avoid TJ Crone as he slipped, falling back to make that play. Crone calling it, then reaching back, and then you see Simmons out of nowhere is right by him to leap over him. TJ Crone able to make the play.
Muncy takes Lowe's first plate appearance. Took over defensively the 7th last night. Got to start in right field, went 0 for 2. Rolls it foul. Muncy drives one out toward right center field, hit well. Trout moving back, and this one's off the wall. Muncy on his way to second. The throw a little bit late, and it's a double for Muncy with 1 out here in the 9th.
That's a pretty good throw in there from that, almost in the warning track from Trout. Muncy was all over that pitch, tries it to the wall for a double. So quickly Trout got that in. That arm strength has improved the last couple of seasons. Right on the base, 1 hot throw.
Jed Lowry.
Jed Lowry will bat with 1 out, 1 on. This one over the left side. Escobar gets rid of it quickly. Lowry retired for out number 2 as Muncy ends up at third.
Escobar's had a real solid day defensively at third base. Made a couple really good plays. That's a tough, slow roller with some spin on the baseball. Able to make that play at first base.
17, Yonder Alonso.
Halo's 1 out away from locking up Tim Lincecum's first W as an Angel. And his first win in the big leagues in just over a year.
It'll be his 109th career victory for Lincecum.
1 run, 4 hits, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks in 6 innings. Lifted in the air. Third base side, Escobar going out. So is Simmons. So is Robinson. Robinson makes the catch. Light that baby up as the Angels even up the series. Today, the final 7-1.
And congratulations all aboard for Tim Lincecum. He's getting some handshakes as he works his way out to the field. The guys behind him not only scored him 7 runs on 13 hits, but played some solid defense behind him as the Angels even up the series. Chance to win back-to-back series with a victory tomorrow. Mike Trout with a home run. Giavatello with a home run. Escobar with a solid game. C.J. Cron with a solid game offensively.
And both Cron and Escobar with 3 hits. Calhoun and Simmons, the only starters without a hit, as the Angels had 13